Hi, my name is Romy. Welcome or welcome back to Start Pages. Today I'm going to be showing you my pre-planned spreads for this new reading year 2023. So this journal I'm using is just a random dot grid journal I got from AliExpress to use for my 2022 journal. However, I didn't keep up with it and I didn't really like the setup, so I decided to just pause and try again in 2023. Also, I apologize if this setup is awkward. This is my first time filming a bullet journal video, so I'm still learning. So we're going to start off with the cover page. I used a stencil for the lettering because my handwriting is not great and just colored it in with some markers. Then I just added a random flower sticker and this Japanese building that I hope passes for a bookstore because the page was just looking a little bit empty. The first page is my 2023 reading goals. I decided to go into this year with five major goals. So the first one is to read 70 books. I know it says 80 here, but I didn't finish the 70 books that I had planned for in 2022. So I kept the same goal, and this page over here didn't have enough space for 80 squares, so I need to fix that. Then I have complete my physical TBR, read six nonfiction books, so one for every 2 months, complete four webtoons. This one is because I have a habit of starting completed webtoons and forgetting about them, or started ones that are in progress because I like looking forward to the updates. The final goal is to read more lesser known manga because so far all the manga I've read are manga for popular anime I've watched, so I want to branch out and read and promote manga with smaller audiences. So this next page here is my number of books read tracker, which corresponds with the first goal over here to read 70 books. So every time I complete a book, I'll just color in a square on this page. Then we move on to the spread to track my progress with my physical TBR. I decided to use that popular shelf design that I see being used to track books read in a year. However, I tried to use it for that purpose in 2022 and I didn't like it, so I decided to just use it this way. I've drawn out the shelves and the books and I've written the title of the unread books that I own on the spines. So once I complete that book, I'll just color it in. The next spread is my 2023 reread TBR. This spread serves two purposes. The first one is because all the books I love and keep in my collection, I try to reread them every few years, unless it's an all-time favorite book like the Percy Jackson series, which I reread annually, which is why it has a star at the end. And I'm just realizing that I wrote Percy Jackson and the Olympians instead of the Lightning Thief, so in February, I'll just write The Sea of Monsters. The next purpose is for a challenge I gave myself to only keep books that I rate 4 stars or above, or 3.5 stars if the edition is absolutely gorgeous. So, to ensure that the rating is true to my current taste, I'm working my way through my entire collection and unhauling based on the rating that I give at that time. So, that's why I have this table here to show whether I want to keep the book or unhaul the book. Moving on, we have the ARC TBR spread. This is to track all the ARCs I've been approved for review purposes. So I've divided it into three sections, one for each of the platforms I get my ARCs from. And for each title, I'll write the name of the book, the release date, the publisher, and my rating. The series track up spread is so I can have a place to keep track of all the series that I'm in the middle of that I want to complete. So I just wrote the title of the entire series and then a rectangle for each book in the series or a square for novellas in between full books. Every time I complete a book, I'll color the rectangle green, or if I decide to DNF the book, I'll color the book that I DNF'd red and then the rest of the books after that book red as well. The series that I have here are These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan, Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, Salt and Storm by Kendall Culper, Heartstopper by Alice Osman, Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune, Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko, The Brown Sisters by Talia Hibbert, Gumiho by Kat Cho, The Poppy War by R.F. Kwong, Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron, A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow, Deathless by Namina Forno, Legend Born by Tracy Dion, The Umbrella Academy by Gerard Way, Magic of the Lost by C.L. Clark, Witchlings by Clarabelle A. Ortega, Shielded by Kaylin Flanders, Bloodlight Magic by Liselle Sambury, Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutanto, Babel by Adrian Young, Belladonna by Adeline Grace, The Girl from the Well by Rinchu Peko, Hollow Crown by Zoraida Cordova, and finally Gearbreakers by Zoe Hannah Mikuta. Next, we have the book battle for the best book of 2023. Looking at it now, I probably should have done a two-page vertical spread instead of this horizontal one that I have here, but I can't change that now. Instead of picking the best books from each month and battling it out from there, I decided to pick 12 five-star reads because some reading months might be better than others, and if I did that, it wouldn't be a completely accurate result at the end of the day. After the book battle spread, we have an empty page for the book that won the book battle, earning the title of Best Book of the Year. Then we have the January title page, which I have not completed or completely outlined marker for some reason. But in the box, we have a place for January stats. So those stats are the number of books and pages I've read, the number of five stars, and the number of webtoons, as well as my favorite book, favorite webtoon, and favorite fanfiction. I decided not to track the number of fanfictions I've read because it's going to be a little bit embarrassing to look at the number of fanfictions versus the number of books and webtoons. The last spread I have is to track the titles and the ratings of the books read in January. I tried to make it look like a little library card. So the headings that I have on this spread are title, author, and star rating. With the star rating, I didn't realize I was doing the six pointed star instead of the five pointed star until I already completed the first five. But at that point, I had to go with it. The six pointed star was on my mind because at the time of making this spread, I had just completed Master of Jin, and that was a very big motif for some plot points in that book. Anyway, this is the final pre planned spread, and the rest of the pages are for the individual book spreads of books that I read and loved in January, or for any reading challenges I decide to join. And then we have the February title page for when the time comes. Thank you for watching. Regarding liking, commenting, and subscribing, do what you want. Bye.